All right, hello. I don't know if anyone's here yet. I'm obviously just turning this on, but I assume audio would work. I see no reason why it wouldn't. Anyway, today we're going to be finishing off the what is it? The order of these damn adjectives: sweet, sparkling, spiced cider. Yeah, that's everything. Um, so that was the second thing I started making. So yeah, that being one of the kind of like quicker things to finish. It's going to be done before the mead, which is the first thing I started, obviously, and it's going to be done before the wine, just barely. Even though the wine is also designed to like be done very quickly, but it was started after. Wait, was it? Yeah, it was started afterwards, about like a week or two. But anyway, what do we got to do here? So let's get started off by making ourselves another batch of sanitization fluid here. Sanitization liquid, whatever. So I'm gonna just put this in here. I'm gonna fill it with water first. Let's do that. I have the oven open to keep the kitchen warm. So I went out and bought like I couldn't find a 1 gallon pitcher, so I got this thing instead. It's normally designed to hold like dry foods like cereal and stuff, but I can hold liquid as well, so that ought to do the trick. Got so over the last week or so, I drank a bunch of beer to empty out some bottles. So I got these things, the swing tops. I was drinking those on stream actually over the last few days. So all right, I'm not gonna bring the cider out yet. It's just gonna take up space, so it can stay in the cabinet for now. All right, let's move the bucket back. How close is the mead? I want. I mean, I could probably just bottle it now if I really wanted to. I'm sure it'd be fine, but there's really no reason. Well, I mean, there's a reason to, I guess. Like, if I really want to drink it, but ideally, I want to leave it probably until sometime in early December, and then I'll bottle it then. I'm also, since I'm going to be freeing up some space with my the gallon carboys, I'm gonna start thinking about what I want to make next. It's probably going to be another mead, so another long-term project. Um, I might. I'm thinking. I don't know. I have a lot of options. I could do like maybe some kind of strawberry mead. I could do a spiced mead. I could just do another regular mead, but I kind of want to mix it up. I could do like a super plain mead, even compared to the last one. I really want to try what like just a baseline mead is like, just like literally just honey. I was also thinking like a pomegranate mead. I would just add that like that those palm juice things that were like $10 for a tiny bottle. So I just get like a small bottle and then put that in there, and then the rest can be water and honey and see how that goes. But anyway, I got a lot of things to think about. I don't have to do this immediately, but over the next few days, I'm gonna start thinking about it and probably fill up the carboy, which we're most likely going to be emptying. I'm assuming the cider in there is done. I still have to check, but I'm pretty sure it's done. Um, yeah, so I'm going to be putting, like I said, something in there. And it's probably going to be meat, unless I can think of something else really cool in the next few days or someone has a really cool idea or something. Anyway, let's go ahead and let's turn this into some sanitization fluid. liquid, whatever. Hello, Odish. Welcome. You're just in time to watch us mix up some iodine in water. The highlight of the stream. Okay, so I need half an ounce, or half a shot basically. The very scientific shot glass measuring method. And I do drink out of this shot glass, so let's go rinse this. All right, we don't need this thing anymore, so let's go put it away. Close the oven. I will actually be using this spoon, this big wooden spoon thing later, so we're going to sanitize this as well. It's what I'm going to be using to stir the sugar into the cider later on. Although I might use a chopstick for that. But yeah, let me get a chopstick as well. I'm not sure like how large a wooden implement I need. So. Actually, chopstick is too small. The bamboo skewer, however, will work nicely. You know, I might go tie my hair back. It's kind of in the way. Anyway, let's move some of this stuff around a bit. I don't need this like front and center. I can go over here. In fact, this container over here, this is the thing I'm going to be putting the cider in a moment. Does not need to be here right now. What kind of cider? Apple. Also, hello, Sean. And also, I'm going to be right back. My hair is actually a little bit in the way for this. I'm going to tie it back. Actually, I got one better. It's like when I used to work in kitchen still. Like a shot of story. Remember this? These are the things I used to tie my hair back with. It's like those Japanese head cloth things. I don't know what the hell they're called. But actually, more specifically, it is a spice cider, spiced apple cider, because it's apple cider, but I added spices. All right, what else do we need to do here before we get started? Well, I'm gonna quickly need to use this thing. So let's get. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna start sanitizing the bottles. Oh, you do remember these things? Yeah. Hey, Blitz. Yeah, I guess over here it's called a do rag, wouldn't it be? Yeah. I don't know. I don't really want to be wearing a robe either, but it's kind of cold in here. So whatever, yeah, it's fine. You know, I just roll the sleeves up a bit and I'll be fine. Yeah, I want the bottles to dry out as much as possible before I actually use them. So let's go ahead and start sanitizing the bottles first. This is kind of important. I guess, I got to do this for a bunch of them, so I may as well do it in front of the camera. Yeah, the sleeves will get in the way in a bit. I'll probably just have to actually take the robe off when I'm doing more precise things, but got a hoodie. Yeah, I should have worn long sleeves. I just have like a t-shirt under this. So. So these are just old Grolsch bottles. As I was saying earlier, I've been drinking them over the last week or so just to because I need the swing top bottles, right? And it's basically the same price, if not perhaps cheaper, to just buy Grolsch bottles or bottles of Grolsch beer at the liquor store than it is to get empty swing top bottles. So making a dwarven mulled wine. Not at the moment. No, I might eventually. I'll have to actually go. I have everything. Well, actually, I don't have oranges. I'd have to buy oranges and wine, but everything else I actually have in the house for that. So the spiced cider that we're making right now, or I'm finishing off now, actually has was it all the same spices? It has cloves and it has cinnamon in it. So yeah, I think that was all the spices in the thing that Devil Dog linked me the other day. So in addition to that, the cider I'm making today also has allspice berries in it. Grolsch. Yeah, it's been a while since I've had this. I remember it being slightly more bitter. I guess I don't know. My old man taste buds are just they're not quite as sensitive to bitter tastes or something. I find it works nicely with the food better than just sitting there drinking on its own. Next, yeah, well, that will just use store bought wine because most like I could use the wine that I have in the cabinet over the one I'm brewing right now. The thing about that wine though, is it's probably going to be too sweet. The recipe in that book called for a very dry wine, either a Merlot or Shiraz. And if I've done that wine correctly, it should be on the sweeter side of things. Now, granted, if something messed up and it's super dry, then I could use that, but. I gotta like lean in so I can actually see chat. Tiny chat. Mushroom tea. Do you care to explain what that is? All right, last bottle. Boil a mushroom. I mean, I think there actually are mushroom teas like that, but all right, that ought to do the trick. I've got 7 clean bottles. I don't really want to move the camera right now, but yeah, over there there's 6 clean bottles. Well, I can move the one, and I'll explain this right now. I'll explain it again later. But we also have a tester bottle essentially. So this is just a clear plastic bottle. It used to contain, I think, yeah, it was Dr. Pepper in here. So since it's going to be carbonating, this is the one where I can actually, because I can't squeeze glass. To test basically how carbonated the liquid inside is. Because if it overcarbonates, it'll blow up. So again, I'll explain the concept later when I'm actually pouring it in there. Okay, what else do we need? Immediately, we're going to need this thing. And actually, I'm going to need this pretty soon. So. Go ahead and preemptively soak that guy. Oh, wait, I need my hydrometer. I gotta go grab my hydrometer. I'll be back in just a second once I'm done cleaning off the, whatever this thing is called, the graduated cylinder. 2 strips of dried kelp lightly wiped with damp cloth, 2 ounces fresh shiitake mushroom with stems removed and caps thinly sliced, a tablespoon of soy sauce, tablespoon of kosher salt, and this is all just like in hot water, because if so, this sounds disgusting. I know what all these individual ingredients taste like on their own, and that would make like a nice broth or like a sauce, but as a tea, I'm not so sure. I also got to clean this thing. Can't forget about this guy. Now, this bucket is not that big, so I got to do it like this. This measuring cup was a handy purchase. It doesn't need to be perfect, but I still would like everything to be clean. That was just the phone doing something, if you heard that. trying to get this as dry as possible before I transfer liquids, because you know, I don't want cider to be diluted by by iodine water if possible. So it is food grade. So I mentioned this many times. It's not poisonous or anything. It's just I still don't want things to be diluted. So I'd rather have things dry if possible. Okay, and the next thing, so we're gonna need, yeah, I'll have to sanitize those other things later, but it's fine for now. Man, I actually don't have enough space here. Well, let's go ahead and I guess may as well sanitize this guy right now. And for those of you wondering, because this has taken a while, yes, this is an absolutely vital step. I've been working on this stuff for, well, I mean, this one hasn't taken that long. This one's only been fermenting for close to a month now, I think. So, the grand scheme of things is not a lot, but it's still an annoying step to, like, have everything go bad on you first, so. I get caught up with you guys in chat in a second here. Just, like I said, finishing off the cleaning process. There's one more thing here. We'll clean it later. It's big and annoying. A Twitch cup? Oh, you mean the shaker? Yeah. Yeah, I make protein shakes in that. We started playing Valhalla. Did you let the animus choose gender or pick them out? I did with the default, the one where it allegedly swaps between. So yeah, I don't know how that's gonna work, but so far I've only encountered like female protagonists. So yeah, I'm gonna go grab my hydrometer and I'll be right back. And so, of course, this magical device here lets us know what the alcohol content is. Whoops. might, well, no, you know, I can do this like this. Never mind. I'm gonna have to pour sugar in there later, so. Okay, so yeah, I said I was gonna do that later, but I also want this, now that I think about it, I want to give this more of a chance to dry out. So that's fine. I am legit out of space here. Hold on. Yeah, this is like the most stuff I've had out before, so yeah, I need, for future reference, I guess I need a bigger table or a bigger towel to put them on. In fact, I'm just gonna like dry my hands here so I can move the camera a bit and show you guys all the crap over here. Just change the angle a bit. I'm gonna wipe the table down too a little bit just because it's kind of soaked, which is fine because it means it's like extra clean table, but. Also, in the meantime, hello Shadow 5, Egeline, and oh Cement, thanks for the 8 months. Sorry, I can't like do any of the you know, stuff, top to the screen stuff that I normally do because I'm not at my computer, but we can do that later. Thank you very much once again for the support. When you see these streams for a while, also 8 months. Yeah, again, thanks for the 8 months. So yeah, that's all the stuff over there. It's all those bottles are drying. All the tools are just kind of strewn about in between. All right, so let's, you know. Okay, so everything's clean. Let's go get the cider. See, this is the interesting part. Now, well, I'll explain when I'll come back. Yeah, things are pretty standard over here. I'm gonna actually just realize. Let's go take a quick journey over towards the cabinet of alcohols. So that's all that stuff in there. I've shown this in the past. That's the cider right there. That's the thing we're mainly working on. But I will be looking at the other two things today. We'll do that after I've bottled. So that's the wine in the back there. And that one over there, that one's the mead. It's looking really, the color's like really nice. It's cleared up nicely. And like I said, it's probably fine to drink. I do want to taste it today. So that'll be the main thing there. But I'm going to move the camera back so I can use two hands to very gently bring the cider over. Because I don't want to shake it around too much and get the dead yeast at the bottom floating around in there. That's not good. So. All right, let's take a quick tour of the cider. See down there? That's all that white stuff. That's the dead yeast. That's the lees. And you can see the cinnamon stick I put down there, and there's some spices. In fact, nothing is actually floating anymore at this point. So I'm curious, since this it's been sitting on the spices for about almost 2 weeks now. I'm just kind of wondering how strong the spice flavor is in there. We'll find out, I suppose. But yeah, let's open this up and take a hydrometer reading for the yeast. They all the yeast in there live very happy, fruitful. Get it, fruitful yeast lives. They basically just got to gorge themselves on expensive gourmet apple cider for the entirety of their natural lifespan. So now, granted, no, actually, yeah, none of them would have died. In fact, yeah, none of them would have died as a result of, well, shouldn't have died as a result of, or very few of them would have died as a result of like this being too alcoholic, because this yeast can go up to 18% alcohol. This is only like six. If everything has gone according to plan, this should only be about 6.3%, which is why I guess, yeah, actually, good question, or good comment, Super Moose, because that reminds me, the concept here. So this is a champagne yeast. It can it can tolerate super high alcohol levels. I put it in there just to like destroy the sugars in there. And the reason for that is because I needed this to go completely dry so that I could, basically, the yeast would still be alive and sitting around in there at the end after, it was done fermenting. And what's going to happen is I'm going to add more sugar in here, which will start the fermentation process again, which means I can carbonate it. Because if this was too high alcohol proof, or too high of an alcohol value and all the yeast was dead, I would not be able to carbonate it via these means. There's other ways of carbonating that I don't particularly know and I don't care to look into, because I'm doing it this way. Alright. This. What are we going to do with this thing? I'm going to just kind of gently taking the top off here. Yeah, I'll resanitize this, that's fine. It doesn't really need to resanitize because I'm not actually reusing this airlock anymore. I'm done with this for now. So let's just quickly clean things off. Move everything to the side so it's out of the way. Get water off my hands here. No, yes, you're fine. You don't need to pay respects to the yeast. The yeast is happy. Did exactly what yeast is supposed to do. All right, let's get to testing this out. I don't want to disturb stuff too much, so I'm being pretty gentle. Yeah, this is smelling very... I'm not like... I don't know if this is the right way to describe these things, but it's smelling very dry. You know, kind of like that. It's a sour alcohol. It's not even floating. What the hell? Okay, there we go. Spin it real quickly there. And yeah, this should be completely wow. This is literally as dry as it can get, I think. It has gone down to 0.990. See, actually, that's an interesting concept. I was thinking about this, and I probably should have looked it up. And it doesn't really matter because this is perfect. But it's actually below the 1.00 reading line. So, I don't know what that means scientifically, but what it seems to kind of indicate is like this has less sugar in it than neutral kind of thing, or something along those. Because 1.000, like I said, is completely like neutral. I think it's like water. So this is 0.990. So yeah, it can't physically get any drier than this, I do believe. So I'm gonna give this a quick taste, incidentally. It's gonna be, like I said, mega dry, but we'll see. I mean, yeah, that works too. Thanking the yeast. Advient, I don't know what's going on here. All right, I'll be right back. Let me get a cup. All right, so let's give this a shot. I need a little bit more. Actually. Oh yeah, this is spice too. I almost forgot. That's interesting. I don't taste like the alcohol at all. This should be somewhere between 6 and 7%. It's just like that's not super alcoholic, right? But you can usually tell something's alcoholic. This is just kind of like I can taste the spices. Um, I can taste sour apple, kind of. Yeah, I'll be right back. And then we're gonna add. So what's the percentage again? Let me double. Actually, yeah, I'm gonna go check the math on that. I have got to do it on my computer over there. Because it might actually be closer to 7% now. I thought it was only going to come out to 6 something percent, but I'll be right back. Okay, guys, I'm back. And according to the math, this is 7.6% alcohol. Not bad. Because it's going to ferment in the bottles a bit, it might go up a little. I don't actually know how much it goes up by, but it could potentially reach up to maybe like 8-9% in the bottle. I don't know. Always wanted to try and brew your own mead. It's not that difficult. So, I mean, just got to look the stuff up. You do need, I mean, you don't need a lot of things. There are things that improve your chances of making a better mead, but you could make it with some very just super basic stuff you have around the house, really. Like, I bought some things, but not very much. We're gonna need that stuff for later, so let's put that over there. The hydrometer, yeah, we're gonna need the hydrometer because I'm gonna test the other alcohols. All right, so I want, like I said, I need this to be as dry as possible. Good enough. Because that's coming up next. And, oh yeah, no, because I gotta put this in here. Is there anything else I need to do? So this is the first time I've done this, so I want to be a bit careful from here, but actually I don't need that, do I? Yeah, I'm going to use a metal thing. Oh, I'll be right back. Do I transfer this now? I'm just going over the steps in my head, because like once you do something, obviously you can't undo it, right? So I just want to be careful with this. Yeah, I think we're ready to transfer this into this guy. Could you see my hands? Transfer this into this. Now, in order to start doing that, we're going to go and grab that. Let me prepare. No, the sugar can come later. I hope I have enough sugar. I think I do. Now, this is where too much stuff being in the way is an active detriment to me, because I don't want too much stuff touching the table itself. And I definitely don't want to knock bottles over, because, you know, that would be very bad. All right. Alright, so now I gotta heat the plastic tube here so it'll expand and I can actually fit this on the end of the tube. So I'm just gonna run it under hot water. I'll be right back. All right, that should be good. All right, so next step. Move this out of the way here. I'll be putting the stuff that's in the graduated cylinder into here as well, just in a moment. Now, in order for you to be able to actually use this auto siphon, it works on the principle of the starting liquid must be at a higher elevation than where it's going to end up. So what we need to do is just put this on top of like a pot or something. There we go. Nice and stable. The liquid will be going in here, so we put that end of the hose in there, and we're just going to put this in here, and then I got to pump it out. And it's going. Now, once you get the pump going, it's automatic. So I'm not going to be saying too much here. I'm just kind of watching it carefully, make sure I don't get any crap in here. Phone doing crazy stuff. The color, yeah, the color's nice. It's not very clear. I don't know if ciders are supposed to get particularly clear or what. If I left this a really long time, it would probably get much, much clearer. The thing is, I can't leave it in here forever because it would just it would become too much spice, essentially. So, you know, theoretically, if I wanted this to be fancy, I could transfer this to another vessel, but it's just a, you know, it's a cider that's going to be sweet and then carbonated, so, you know, and I want to drink it fast. It's still transferring? I think it is. Yeah, we're still good. It just kind of slowed down a bit for whatever reason. Probably because the height difference is lessening. Or the hose was stuck up against the side there, one or the other. All right, and try and get as much as possible without, like I said, getting all the gunk at the bottom here. So this is kind of the crucial part. I'm going to be paying close attention to what's happening. I don't know how much you guys can actually see of this, but yeah, the lees at the bottom of this is quite clean. It's not sort of floating around or really doing anything, so I should be able to get quite a bit of liquid here. I hope, anyway. In fact, I can just like pick this up. It's about as much as I'm going to get out of there, I think. And it's not going to stay in there, is it? Fuck. Okay, that should be okay. I'm gonna leave that for now. I wish, man, that's actually quite a bit of liquid in there. I could still get. Let me look at this. Yeah, I'm just not super experienced with the auto siphon, so we're gonna lose a little. That's like, I don't know. Yeah, there's too much crap mixed up in there anyway at this point. So yeah, I guess we'll just leave it at that. I'll deal with this later. I'm gonna put this off to the side somewhere. And this is our cider. And this bucket is just not big enough to hold this, unfortunately. So, one sec. Because I'm going to reuse this very soon, so I don't really want to, like, take it apart. Maybe I can just leave it here for the time being. Ugh. Alright, whatever, it can stay there. Yeah, next time I'm bottling this much stuff, I'll just get a bigger towel. I like how all the problems are just off the screen. Alright, so we're ready to go for our next project here in a minute. But for the time being, let's see now. So I need half a pound of sugar. Which, looking at the remaining sugar, I might not actually have it. I might have to use brown sugar, which is not the end of the world, but it wasn't really exactly what I was planning. This sugar bag is also leaking, so I'm going to do it over the sink. I have literally exactly half a cup of sugar left, so that worked out. Now just dump it in here, right? Oh wait, before I do that, let's. I should. Well, it's probably fine. I'm gonna test though. Hmm. I should degas this just to see, because allegedly, if you dump sugar and it hasn't been properly degassed yet, it can overflow. That said, this like doesn't have. I don't think this really has very much CO2 left in here. So, also hello Nick. I can't really see what you said yet, but hello. Yeah, this looks fine. This is not the greatest thing for stirring in the world because it's not like a perfect circle, but whatever. We'll get the sugar in there eventually. In fact, I can just sit down and casually do this, I suppose. It might take a little bit. In the meantime, I can read chat. Cloudy cider is considered to be much better. Is it? As you go, oh, the what's it called? The auto siphon. Yeah, it's neat. This is the cider. I'm just sweetening it now. Sweetening it so that it can be. One sec. Again, what the hell is that? Whatever it was, I don't want it floating in there. I think it's something that came off the bag of sugar. You know what? This might be better for stirring. Yeah, because the sugar's getting like stuck in the crevices and stuff, so that's where I don't want these things. Get down on ground level here to make sure all the sugar is mixed in. It should like mix in pretty easily, given that yeah, like literally all sugar has been leached out this liquid. So, or what I imagine to be literally all. When you say literally, it means like absolutely all of it has to be gone, and maybe there's like some weird scientific classification of a different type of sugar or something that's still in there. But in terms of sugar that we measured by the hydrometer, there's nothing left in here. So, or there was nothing left in here. Okay. How am I gonna get? Hmm. I guess I can just use that thing again. Or I could use a spoon. That's a pretty nice sweetness level. If it goes down any further from that, it would not be ideal. And some of it is going to leave. I might just throw in a tiny bit of brown sugar. Not very much. This ought to do the trick. Brown sugar kind of brings its own flavor to the table too, so don't want too much in there. All right, let's get down to ground level here. Make sure there's nothing floating around. Carbonate. Well, currently I'm adding the sugar so it can get carbonated, while at the same time kind of degassing, I guess. There's not much CO2 in this. It's been kind of sitting a while, so. Hey, fake. Hmm. Do I want to keep sweetening this? I don't know. It shouldn't be like it's it's not a juice. It's supposed to be an alcoholic brew here, but this might be me imagining things, but I swear I can almost taste this carbonating now. Like it's already starting to kick fermentation starting to kick back up again. Hold on, I'll be right back. Yeah, I'm running with this. It's time to bottle this. When it gets carbonated, it'll also kind of the carbonation almost makes it kind of feel like it's sweeter. So it's a little sugar cluster or something floating there. I had to get it up. All right, so now is the bottling process. Let's do. So I've never done this before. This is new to me. So this has got to go up here again. The elevated position. This is pretty sturdy, so it shouldn't fall over or anything. Now. So I need to run this under hot water again because I need to be able to have this. Whoops, you guys can't see. So I'm going to run this under hot water again so this plastic tube expands and I can fit the bottling wand in there. You guys will see what that is in a second. Alright, got it on. I did it off camera because it's difficult. But anyway, so this is the bottling wand here. So what this is basically is a little kind of spring mechanism in there. And when it touches something, when it touches the bottom of the bottle, it means liquid can flow out. If it's not touching anything, it reseals itself and nothing can come in. So basically it means I can stop the flow of the liquid. And we're going to start with, let's start with the tester bottle. So most of the things will be going into these glass bottles that I have over there that you can't see on camera right now. I'll bring them over in a second. But this thing is the tester bottle. It'll tell me basically how carbonated the thing is at any given point. So I'll just kind of like squeeze it a bit, and it'll tell me, depending on how much resistance there is in the bottle, it'll tell me roughly how carbonated it is. When I can't really squeeze it in anymore and it just kind of like feels like it's full and about to explode, or maybe not explode, but it feels like it's just full of gas, that means it's time to put all the bottles in the fridge so the yeast go back to sleep and stop carbonating. So this might be a little bit awkward, but because right now obviously this has no liquid in it, it's super light, right? So basically I got to figure out how to do this and do this with just two hands, because one hand always has to be on this because it's just like, it'll just fall over. Can I do it with small pumps? Oh yeah, it's working. Nice. Okay, we're good. What the fuck? This thing's supposed to stop. God damn it, it got stuck. The bottling process failed me. Ah, fuck. Hold on. Well, the bottling one just messed up. Where am I going to put this? Okay, that's fine. Okay, duly noted. The bottling one can basically not do its thing. Now I got cider all over the table. It needs to get cleaned up. Damn it. I think this is like supposed to be a two-person process here, but Okay, it's good enough for now. The cider isn't like running all over the place at least. I gotta finish bottling though, so let's get back to this. Yeah, I don't know if this is like a cheap bottling wand or what, but it's a little bit annoying. Alright, next bottle. Wait, did I empty it? Whatever, it's too late now. Okay, okay, so this bottle is, this one should be fine. Yeah, this is heavier. This is glass, so it can kind of support the weight of the bottling wand. I think I want a little bit more in there. A little bit more? No, I think it's about as far as I can take it. Okay. I wonder how many bottles I'm going to get out of this. There's a little bit of waste with what just fell, what spilled onto the table, and like, you know, there's a bit of waste in the still inside the other container. But if I can get 4 here, I'll be satisfied, I think. A little bit more in there. Right, I forgot to get my bottle. Gotta get my next bottle ready to go, because otherwise then I gotta restart it each time like this. Still slowly getting liquid. Add a bit more to go. I want to fill it right to the top, like literally the split second before it's going to spill, because obviously like the wand itself displaces liquid, right? So I got to take that into account. Okay, now here's a bit of a question. What are we doing with what am I going to do with this remaining liquid? That's absolutely not enough to make a bottle. I might just drink this, I guess. Let me just think about this for half a moment here. I would like it all to be carbonated, obviously, but I don't think I can get away with that. So we're just gonna go with, I guess, 5 bottles of cider. Yeah, had there not been that little bit of waste there, not that little bit of waste over there, this would have probably made 6. Hmm. Well, now I gotta get this out of the tubing. All right, how am I gonna deal with this here? Can I actually pull this out still? Yep, there we go. Okay, we're fine. So I'm gonna leave this here. This liquid can. I can just manually pump it out, I think, can't I? Yep. Let's get it all out. This doesn't matter if it's going to oxidize, because I just have to drink this, I think. And this is quite a bit. I just have like a smaller bottle. I might be able to find myself a smaller bottle. Like a really small plastic bottle or something. Okay, so this is not ideal, but I also don't want to waste it. So we're going to make one final experimental bottle here, I think. I'm just breaking up some brown sugar back here. It's in clumps. So I gotta go dig through my recycling bin over there where I have all my bottles. It's not like filthy or anything. And I'm gonna find an appropriate size plastic bottle to do in, because the thing with the glass is I can't tell how carbonated it is, right? This is going to be different from all the other bottles. In fact, that reminds me, I should probably close these. Whoa. Okay. Let's be more careful than that. Okay, these are now carbonating. There's one more over there, but okay. So I don't know if you guys can see this, but currently this is this squeezable. When I can't really squeeze it anymore, it means it should be well, they should all be done. So I think maybe I should have given that one a bit more headroom. Yeah, I gotta dump a little bit. Yeah, see now it's a bit more pliable. It'll give me, I'll be able to tell a little bit better just how carbonated it is. I think I'm going to use this Pocari Sueto bottle. I gotta go wash it out again. I mean, I already rinsed it out, but I'm gonna like properly wash it out now. I don't know, how much liquid do you guys say that is? Could I put this into a liter bottle? I actually got quite a bit of liquid back overall. Like that's gonna hold. Nah, let's go with this. There'll still be a bit left at the end, or whatever. Gotta make sure the grapefruit smell is out of here. Okay, we don't need this anymore, so I'm gonna move these over to the sink. I will wash them off after I'm done streaming. How big is this thing anyway? Does it give me a size on here? I don't want to get the sticker off. It doesn't like really matter, but yeah, let's get this off. I'm just gonna funnel it in here. This has already been like shaken around and had so much oxidization happen anyway. Or it hasn't oxidized, but it's already had so much oxygen mixed in anyway. It's not gonna really matter. I don't need to be careful about slowly funneling it in or anything. I'm just gonna pour it in here, and yeah, it's like an experimental batch at the end because I don't want anything to go to waste. So. Kind of almost want to put this in a liter bottle. I mean, I do have them sitting around. What do you guys think? I really wish the phone stopped doing that beeping sound. I mean, it doesn't necessarily have to fill up. You know what? I'm going to put it in this. I changed my mind. I'm going to go rinse this thing out real quick. Hey, Master Oil Killer. How long do you need to sit before consumption? These should only have to sit for a couple days. Again, I'll be able to tell when this thing is really, I don't know, resistant to being pushed in, and it feels really full of gas, then that'll be fine. But I've been a bit busy here with this kind of like stuff that I'm completely new at doing. I've never done bottling before, so I missed a bunch in chat, I'm sure. But what is this? This is making alcohol. What Max first with your echoes? What? Fake? I have no idea what you're talking about. Were you talking to someone else or? Yeah, this will be slightly sweeter than the other ones. Okay, so as I was saying, this is not the normal process here. Normally I'd use the auto siphon, but I already took it apart. And this is the last little bit, and the composition is just drastically different from the other ones I've made. So I don't have much space. Hopefully you guys can see this. I gotta move this. Basically, after I'm done with the cider, I gotta clean the table up a bit because it's covered in cider. Uh, and then we'll do the wine and the mead. But now, if this was gonna, oh, I'll explain in a sec. But if this was gonna sit a while or something, this would be bad. You don't want this much oxygen mixing in, especially since this isn't super high, alcohol percentage. This might, at best, if it ferments more in the bottle here, maybe might make like 9%. Uh, but it's more likely kind of like it's probably going to be like 8% or something. But it's already been mixed up. It's just been poured all over the place, and it was sort of the dregs. So I'm fine with that. Oh, I didn't explain why. So yeah, if it was a higher alcohol percentage, it's less likely to oxidize, allegedly, and turn into like vinegar. But this is not going to sit very long anyway. I just need it to re-ferment again, and create enough CO2 that this is carbonated, which should only take a couple of days, meaning it's not going to sit here very long, so it should be fine. And then I'm just going to drink it right away. So, and like I said, it had to go in a plastic container specifically because, again, I don't know how quickly this one specific is going to ferment compared to the glass bottle ones here. So, yeah. It's also, if I was intending to like store this for a really long time or something, then yeah, maybe this wouldn't be the greatest thing. But this is going to get. I'm going to drink this like pretty much right away as soon as it's done. Like I expect to drink this in like 2 or 3 days or something. So anyway, we're good. Do I need these things anymore? No, I am done with these things, and I'm going to put away most of my stuff. However, we are not done with the alcohol. Not by a long shot here. Well, maybe we're close to getting done, but I have 2 other brews to work with here. I want alcohol readings on them and stuff like that because I want to know exactly how they're doing, and I want a small taste test to see, well, how they taste. And I'm also going to get a sponge to sponge up some of the cider that's spilled on the table here. And then I'll get caught up with you guys in chat because, like I said, it's been very hard for me to read stuff. Like I said, I've never bottle carbonated any. Well, I've never bottled this stuff before. This is the first brew that is this close to being done for me. So yeah, I only started doing this like a month ago. So anyway, be right back. I see a better place to put like these bottles for now. I'm gonna put them somewhere safe later, but I guess they can just go on the floor for now. I'll put them over here. I don't need this pot anymore either. It's a sponge. Anyway, I'll do a better job cleaning it up later. For now, it's not super important. The important thing is let's get. Oh, let me get caught up in chat, and then I'll bring out the other alcohols. Spillage from the sponge. That's disgusting. That's not even the clean. That's like the general clean counter surfaces and whatever sponge. Like it's dirtier than the dish sponge. Oh, was there a bot in here earlier? That's why we're in a drought? What are you talking about? You mean my water usage? I live in Vancouver. I can use as much fucking water as I want. There's a rainforest here. All right, be right back. I'm gonna get the let's. Well, I guess I can bring both out. That's the wine. And this is the mead. Now, which one do I want to work on first? Have you seen rich people living bad lives? Oh, I'm sure they're out there. It definitely helps to be rich, though. Okay, so yeah, let's test the mead first. I'm going to get a hydrometer reading to see if it's basically fermented at all since I last looked at it. I suspect it hasn't. If it has, it's because I back sweetened it and added water to fill up this space. But it doesn't matter. We'll see. Either way, I'm not bottling this today. This is going to sit in this container until at least early December. So this is the first thing I made. It's the mead honey alcohol. It contains, before I open it and like whatever, it contains honey, 1.6 kilograms of honey, 60 grams of raisins, or it did contain raisins, orange peel, water and yeast. That's all it is. It's very, oh, and black tea, but. So when I first started the mead, I didn't own a hydrometer yet, so I don't have an exact alcohol percentage number on this, but I can give you guys a pretty good estimate. We'll see if I need a bit more in a minute. So bringing back the hydrometer out here. I'm expecting this to still be, what the hell was that? Like 1.014, I want to say. I'll check with the numbers in a minute. This is not really moving. It's looking like it's going to stay at 1.014. Yeah, if that's. Yep, this is totally done. The yeast, I think, reached their tolerance and died. Is that actually 1.1? It might have actually gone up, which it shouldn't, but I might have, if it's 0.2 off, or if it's 2 off, it's really not a big deal. Where is it? For the numbers, hold on. Oh, I'm getting tons of bubbles on this damn thing. Hold on. Gotta shake the bubbles off, because the bubbles float it, and then it gives me an inaccurate reading. Yeah, it's either like 1.014 or 6, something like that. Can I actually get all the damn bubbles off here? Jesus. Be nice if I could get a proper reading here. Okay, there we go. This is 1.01. I'm gonna say 4. It doesn't really matter. And I want a taste of this. And again, since I did back sweeten it with honey water, which dilutes it a bit, and I don't have an exact reading, basically the best I can give you for an estimate is this is somewhere between 10 and 13%. I'm just going to say it's like 11, 12% probably. So it's like a wine. It's got a very nice fruity smell. Yeah, it's really heavy on the fruit. I didn't expect this really. Like it had raisins in it, and orange peel, so there was, a fruit component to it, kind of, but I didn't expect it to be like this. It's got kind of almost like a fruit, like the not cheap fruit punch. When you like there's like crappy bottled fruit punch. I don't mean that. I mean just like an actual kind of expensive fruit punch or something with real fruit just floating around in it. But there's also alcohol, so it's almost like it's a bit fermented, but it's not in a bad way. It's just kind of a very, oh man, I wish I had a better way of describing this. See, I'm not one of those like I detect notes of blah blah blah. I'm not trying to be fancy, but I'm just trying to describe for you guys. Um, it's just a very pleasant fermenting fruit kind of smell. I don't know how to explain it really other than that, and that's almost exclusively what I'm getting. That wow! Every time I try this just keeps mellowing out more and more. This is really good. It's actually slightly effervescent still. I'm surprised. It means when I go to bottle this, I might have to like really degas it. Um, so I'm not going to go as far as say it's carbonated. That's why I say effervescent. It's just kind of like it's got that sort of like this kind of tingly, vaguely carbonated kind of mouthfeel to it. Almost no alcohol burn. When you're drinking wine or something and it's kind of dry and it's like, yeah, I'm drinking alcohol. I don't get this from this at all. Like, I mean, well, I can tell it's alcohol because I can smell the alcohol, and it's kind of got that warming sensation to it when you drink. But just from the flavor of it, this is, I don't know. Take like 5 Alive fruit punch or something. Make that kind of alcoholic, and then remove all the suck from it, and then make it sort of taste like actual fruits and stuff. I don't know. That's probably a terrible description too, but I wish this was. Man, I'm just tempted to bottle. I'm not going to bottle it. I don't even have the bottle set up for it, so I'm not going to do that. But I wish I could just sit here drinking lots of this right now. I mean, I guess I could drink all of this, but making alcohol is so cool. I'm really enjoying this. I mean, I'm really enjoying the results here of my first mead. This is. I'm not saying this just because I made it or something and I'm streaming with it. Like I legit like this and I want to drink more of this as soon as possible. But we gotta wait because it'll keep getting better is the thing. The longer I leave it, and this has only been. When did I start fermenting this? The beginning of last month. I think like October 2nd or something thereabouts. Maybe no, it was October 4th. What is the date today? Does anyone happen to know the date off the top of their head? I want to say it's like the 14th or something, 14th, 15th, something like that. Maybe the 16th. So yeah, we're not even 2 months yet. And for mead, that's mead's supposed to age. So moonshine, that's not even the next step. That's a different hobby entirely. That's like the difference between, well, not well, it's like cooking and baking. You know, they're related, but it is the 15th now. Okay, yeah. Yeah. So another, yeah, it's not even, it's only 1.5 months. So anyway, I'm going to be right back, and then we're gonna go mess around with the with the wine we see over there. See that I don't. That was designed specifically to be drank young, so it only needs to ferment and just kind of sit around for about 3 weeks. So in about a week, it should theoretically be done, but you know you never know. It might take longer. But we're gonna get a reading on this to see how it's doing alcohol wise. I haven't taken a single reading it outside of the first one, so I'll finally know how alcoholic that thing is. Who knows how alcoholic it'll be ultimately, but also, yeah, I'm gonna try and get a flavor or the idea what kind of the flavor might end up being. Again, this should be on the sweeter end of things. That's the idea behind the wine. Yeah, I'll be right back, and then we'll do that. Okay, I just finished drinking it. I'm gonna pour a little bit more in this glass and just leave it off to the side because I want it later. And I'll pour the rest back in here. Try not to disturb the liquids too much. Just refilling the airlock, even though this doesn't actually need an airlock at this point, but or it shouldn't anyway. Actually, yeah, no. This, yeah, that's fine. So it's kind of a pain in the ass getting these back in here. Okay, there we go. Okay, we're done with the mead. I'm gonna put this over here. Wait, I needed that glass. Well, whatever, I can get another glass. All right, and there is, as you might be able to see, a little bit of yeast that just keeps falling out of this. This is the old dead yeast right at the bottom there. So I don't want to disturb this too much. It doesn't really matter. Like I said, this is going to sit at least 2 more weeks. So. All right, now for the wine. So this is the big mystery of today. The other ones I at least had tasted before and kind of knew roughly what they were doing. I have no idea what this wine is doing, so this should be interesting. That's why we're saving it for last. Well, also I didn't want to. Well, whatever. Um, hey, old time, how you doing? Potions? Oh yeah, IRL potions basically. You missed the cider and the mead, but now we're like, yeah, we're doing, like I said, we're doing wine now. So this has been fermenting since I don't remember. I think it's only been fermenting, like I said, about 2 weeks. Yeah, we're coming up on 2 weeks actually. 2 weeks tomorrow, I think. But so yeah, it's still got kind of an unpleasant fermenting smell to it. You know, it's only 2 weeks old. That's expected. Get all the liquid out of the turkey baster. All right, here we go. Got to get past the raisin layer here. So this, hold on. We'll comment on the clarity in a minute here. I suspect it's going to be fairly hazy. I think that's just because, well, there's probably still yeast just floating around in this, so. Did I ever clean this out? No, I didn't. It's still probably got the mead residue in there. Ah, whatever. Yeah, this is still like mega cloudy. Oh, I need more liquid in there, damn. All right, it's floating now. We're good. Move back over here. See, whoa, so you guys can see what's actually going on. What is our reading? 1.1. That's actually drier than I was expecting. But I don't know how it's going to taste. Like I said, it's probably not going to taste great because it's not done. Yeah, okay. Well, actually, at 1.1, before I'm going to let it float here so I can get like a super accurate reading. I'll be right back. I'm going to tell you guys what the alcohol percentage is on this. I just got to do the calculations on the computer. Take me like 30 seconds. See you guys in a sec. Okay, I think I said 1.1. I actually meant 1.010. So it's 1010. Actually, wait, it moved slightly, I think, since then. Hold on, I can't really. Is it 1 point? No, it's 1.012. Okay, that means I need to recalculate it. It's somewhere between 12 and 13% though. Let me actually, I want to know the actual number. Wait, it's moving again. What the fuck? No, 1.01. 1.012. Yeah. So if anyone's wondering again what the hell all that means, basically it's like how much sugar is left in here. So I take an initial reading when I first start before this, the yeast has done anything. And so that number obviously is going to be higher than this current number, right? Because it's going to say there's a lot of sugar in here. Then I get a number right now, which is going to say there is less sugar in here than when you first made the thing. And then so basically you subtract the two numbers and you do a calculation. And so yeah, basically it's saying compared to when there was a lot of sugar, or compare when there was a lot of sugar in this at the beginning to now when there's a lot less sugar in here, and that'll tell you how much alcohol is in here. So yeah, it's a bigger number at first, then there's a smaller number that tells you how much alcohol is in here. And I'm going to quickly write that down for my notes and give you guys the revised and updated alcohol content on this wine. Okay, so the updated figure didn't change that much. It's actually 12.6%. So, your average wine is 12%, right? So just ever so slightly stronger than your average wine. I feel like it's not going to ferment any further than this. At this point, I think it's done in terms of fermenting, at least. Now, it's the degassing and blah, blah, blah. But in terms of fermentation, I'm hoping it's done because I don't really want to get too much drier than this, but I haven't tasted it yet. So let's go ahead and do that. What this is actually I got these in Turkey years and years ago. 15 years ago now. God, it's been a long time. They're little Turkish tea glasses. They're the only like small cups I have offhand. So yeah, the smell is still unpleasant. It's not done fermenting. For the right night? No, this is the cheapest, crappiest stuff I've made thus far. This is table wine. Pretty bubbles. Not this one. This one's pretty still in that sense. The other one, the cider, was actually really problematic, and it was just kept floating the thing over and over again. But no, was it the mead? No, no, yeah, it was the mead actually. The mead was kind of difficult to get a reading on, but this one is pretty stationary. It's not horrible. Again, I don't expect it to taste good right now, but it's not horrible. Um, it reminds me a little bit of well, the grape juice still really comes through in this. Let me drink a little bit more. It actually kind of reminds me, and it makes sense. In Japan, my grandpa used to buy this stuff. It was kind of like expensive grape juice. That was I don't know what the deal was, but allegedly it was kind of like it was grape juice at the stage before it was like then turned into wine or something. So it would cost more and it came in a fancy bottle and it tasted vaguely wineish, but it was grape juice. It kind of reminds me of that, except actually alcoholic, and the smell is still unpleasant. It just kind of smells like rotting fruit, which yeah, obviously doesn't sound good and it's not good. But again, that's normal. It's fine. This has only been fermenting for 2 weeks. At a minimum, I'm going to leave it sitting there for another 1 week. At which point I'll check it out again. If it's still doing that, I can leave it longer. The thing is, the gimmick behind this recipe was, or the base recipe was, this wine is supposed to be ready within 3 weeks. It's good to go. It's very simple. I altered this recipe, because the base recipe is not meant to actually sit around for a while. Allegedly, it kind of gets worse over time, which is weird for a wine, but it's just how it is. If you want a fast wine, this is what you want, kind of thing. But I altered it and added some extra things in, which might change stuff a bit. Which means, God damn it, phone, stop doing that. Which means, yeah, I might actually want to make this one sit for in excess of a month, but we'll see in a week's time. Because I feel like in a week, this is not really gonna. I like where this is headed. I think it might even be worth a re-rack in a week to get it off the raisins. I might do that. We'll see in a week's time though, because at that point, yeah, it also give me a week to think about what I want to do for my next brew as well. So yeah, that'll work out. So yeah. Oh, maybe I should explain the flavor a bit more. It's kind of got like a sour grape. You know, kind of like more those tart sour grape juices. It's still got that very strong that kind of flavor to it. So honestly, this is still in terms of flavor closer to grape juice than wine, despite the fact that the alcohol content is higher than your average wine. Very interesting. I don't mind that because I like grape juice. Everyone likes grape juice, right? So, and it's not super sugary either. It's got a slight bit of sweetness to it. It is, the alcohol or the hydrometer reading is 1.01. Well, it's gone up probably because it's floating. Now, see, now it's floating with the bubbles most likely, but it was for a while 1.12. So that's probably the actual number, 1.12. Um, so, it's got a bit of sweetness to it. It's not like super sweet, but yeah. I'm going to pour this back in here and I guess I'm done. Okay. We'll pour it back in. We'll figure out if I got to do anything else. Incidentally, I'm not taking any more of that. Like I said, it's not bad, but it's definitely, it's kind of that stage where you can tell it's not really meant to be drunk yet. Not in any kind of large quantity anyway, so. Also, you got to keep in mind as well, there's probably just a lot of yeast floating around in there still. So that doesn't really, enhance the flavor exactly. All right, so I got to get an airlock back in there, so I'm going to quickly fill the airlock with more sanitization fluid, or liquid, whatever. I can get this stupid thing off there. There we go. Should have done that second. Oh, okay, let's get the bung back in there. So yeah, they've already been like sealed in there for weeks. When you first put them in there, it's really tight, but the rubber has since deformed, so you can kind of cram it in there much easier now. Okay, that's good. I think I'm done. So let's move this over here. Just gonna see, give the cider a quick squeeze. I don't think this is. Yeah, this is gonna take a few days to fully carbonate. I hope it carbonates. I mean, I don't see why it wouldn't. There should still be, like I said, yeast floating around in this stuff. So it's got to get time to get going. Does it taste of kombucha? I don't know. I don't know if I've ever actually had kombucha. You're convinced you're going to give it a go? Well, I hope you enjoy yourself, Shadow 5. Like I said, it doesn't really cost much to get into, and so long as you do the research beforehand, it's not like you really shouldn't screw anything up. And even if you do, I guess you just kind of waste the ingredients and your time, I guess. Regardless, this is a lot of fun. I'm really enjoying this whole brewing thing. So, I mean, all the research I did was I just watched YouTube videos on how to do this shit. So, yeah. Well, hold on, let me just move a couple things here. Man, I've been doing this 2.5 hours. All right. By the way, if I've missed any like resubscription or anything that normally would get triggered by Twitch alerts, like yeah, resubs, subs, anything like that. Sorry, I haven't seen it, other than someone resubbed earlier. But I can't see that very well here. When I get back to my computer, I will see it. So I do appreciate anyone who supported the channel. Well, I appreciate you guys hanging out anyway. But so yeah. So the plan is I'm probably gonna hide all the bottles of the cider earlier, the ones that we're carbonating right now. I'm probably gonna put them all in a plastic, like a garbage bag, just in case they burst. I don't want liquid to go over it. Just make it easier to clean up. I don't expect them to fail, but I'll probably just put them all in a plastic or a garbage bag, and then actually put them in that the sanitization bucket over there. Just as a plastic bucket, so it'll keep everything just kind of neat and tidy. And then after a few days, Theoretically, when they're done carbonating, I put them in the fridge, and once they go in the fridge, they can never come out of the fridge again until I drink them, or until I decide to drink them, or until someone decides to drink them. Because what the fridge does is it stops the fermentation process. Because that's how I'm getting the carbonation. The yeast are basically, they're going to start eating or using the new sugars that I added into it and start producing more CO2, which also incidentally makes this slightly more alcoholic, but not by too much, I think. And and yeah, and then it gets carbonated inside the bottle. Natural carbonation. And yeah, that's kind of it, I guess. I don't know. Is there any more comments, concerns, questions, whatever before we go here? It's super interesting. Well, Stevie, I'm glad you're enjoying the whatever it is I'm doing here. I'm having a lot of fun doing it. So if you guys are also having fun watching, it's a bonus. But man, I gotta change the phone so it doesn't do that. Is it how loud is that when it goes boom boom? Do you guys hear that? Like particularly, is it intrusive? But aside from that, like I said, do you guys questions about what's going on here? Like I said, I've only been doing this about a month and a half, so I'm not, you know, brewing champion 2018 gold medalist or something. But I know the basics now at this point. I've been doing it a little while. Obviously, like the bottling process was new, so that was a bit rough today. But I done the basics, so I kind of get it now. Oh, it shakes the screen. Yeah, it causes the whole phone to vibrate on it because it's sitting on like this. It's actually sitting. Why don't I show you guys what it's sitting on? Coffee filters. Was I on camera this whole time? I'm not really sure. But yeah, I don't know if there's not really anything else. I'm probably just gonna go and eat dinner. I guess I haven't. What have I eaten today? I had one pancake earlier. That's not good. Yeah, I'll go deal with that. So again, unless someone has something really. Oh, was I like? Yeah, I was way off here. I guess wasn't I? Okay. Well, in any case, thanks for hanging out. Unless someone has like a super quick question right at the end here, I'm gonna get the hell out. What is? Wait, no, I'm not totally done. I gotta figure out what. When am I gonna be streaming alcohol stuff next again? Probably early December, unless I decide to. Actually, no, no, no. In a week's time, I'm because I do have a free carboy now. I haven't had a free carboy in a while, and that's this is a carboy, by the way, gallon jug. I haven't had an empty one in a little while now, so I can basically brew not whatever I want, but whatever I can come up with and have it be reasonable. So, and in a week's time, I might transfer this into an empty vessel just to get it off the raisins. I should probably also give this a shake too. Yeah. This is still, you don't want to do this too far into the fermenting process, but this is still young enough that this will just help the gases leave this vessel and also keep the raisin fruit cap at the top moist so nothing weird happens to it. Nothing will, it's probably nothing weird will happen to it because this is very alcoholic and this is mostly just CO2 in here, this part. So nothing will grow on it, but may as well. It's mainly just to kind of degas. Given the fact that this still doesn't smell very good, it'll help, yeah, get the bad smells and stuff out of here. Now that I know for a fact I will absolutely not be bottling it for a minimum another week. Probably longer though, given how it just tasted there. Then again, it can also age in the bottle too, so that's another thing. But I suspect it's not really creating too much more alcohol, if any. It's just kind of degassing at this point. It is also bread yeast, and bread yeast tolerance is not that high. It wouldn't surprise me if all the yeast is dead now. Because bread yeast, yeah, it gets to be about like at 12%. I wouldn't expect it to go too much higher. Yeah, no problem, Shadow 5. I'm glad you seem to be enjoying yourself. But yeah, now I get to do the fun cleaning up stuff off stream. So yeah, you guys don't have to witness cleaning. Yeah, I'm gonna get the hell out of here. Thanks for watching. See you guys later. Happen to enjoy this. Obviously, appreciate a follow and all that, but I do these brewing things when I can. Obviously, I have resource, space, and just limits in terms of those things, so I can't be doing this every day. But whenever I can do it, if there's something to be doing with the projects I'm working on, I do like to stream it. So hey, all time, you're still here. Thanks again for hanging out, and goodbye.